Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. This one's going to be interesting, even if you don't play a single note. We're all about piano today, but not the usual finger-flying stuff you might expect.
Right, we're going deep on the stuff most people miss. Arm weight transfer. This guide for pro pianists is by Emma Lehman. And before anyone thinks, oh, not for me, trust me, this gets into how your whole body plays music, not just your hands.
Okay, gotta admit, when I saw arm weight, I pictured some bodybuilder slamming on keys. Ha!
Eh.
Not exactly graceful, but Leoman, she's a concert pianist, right?
So what's the deal with this? Like, is it about being strong?
It's a misconception, for sure. Arm weight, it doesn't mean being heavy, really. It's more like, you know how your voice works? You can strain for a high note or support it with breath so it just rings out. Piano's the same idea.
Got it. So it's more about like efficiency instead of just muscle. How do you even practice that?
So Leoman's got this three-step process. First up, posture. Imagine like a tree, strong but not stiff. Gotta have that rooted feeling. So slightly slouched, but still, that's how she puts it. Let your head lead you upwards. Avoids that back and shoulder tension.
Posture is key. Got it. What's next?
Breathing. This is where it gets cool. Got to sync your breath with how you move. When you exhale, picture the energy going down, all the way down to your knees, like you're sending it into the keyboard.
I'm just picturing that and I already feel calmer, like my whole body's in sync or something.
Exactly. It's that flow, that connection you're after. So from that good posture, you lift your elbows just a bit and guide that energy down through your arms into the keys, transferring it, not just pressing down.
Whoa, so it's your whole body making the sound, not just fingers. Wow.
And get this, Leoman's big on singing while you do these exercises. But it's not about being a pro singer. It's about your diaphragm, connecting your breath to the music like on a whole other level, feeling that resonance.
Okay, I think I get it. So not about hitting the right notes, more like enhancing that mind-body thing we've been talking about. Singing while playing, man, that's wild.
Right, and she gets so specific, like bench height. Got to be high enough that elbows are a bit above your wrists. Who knew?
No way, bench height matters that much. You're saying my childhood piano lessons could have been better if I just adjusted my seat.
It's all about angles, that sweet spot for energy transfer. And it's not just that. She's big on wrist motion, too. Rolls and swings, she calls them. It's a whole three-dimensional thing.
Rolls and swings sounds like we're dancing now, so break it down for me.
So different motions for different notes. Think like fast, light notes. Your wrist is rolling, kind of bouncy, big, powerful chord, more of a deliberate swing like an arc you're drawing. Keeps you loose, gives you more dynamic range.
Wow, so much detail in just like sitting at the piano.
Right. And this is where the invisible hands idea comes in. She talks about that a lot. You're doing all these deliberate moves, but the goal is your hands. Light, effortless, almost invisible, gliding over the keys.
So it's both, like control but also letting go at the same time.
Exactly.
This is making me rethink how I approach like anything I'm trying to learn. Seriously, it's not just muscle memory or drilling something over and over. There's this whole other level to it, right? Mind and body working together.
That's what makes Lehman's approach stand out, for sure. It's not just piano technique, it's a whole philosophy, how you learn anything well. And yeah, it comes back to that mind-body connection big time.
And that's something anyone can tap into, right? Don't gotta be a concert pianist to like appreciate that.
Absolutely. Think about it. How often are we disconnected from our bodies? Hunched over our devices, stressed, tense. Lehman's giving us a way back to ourselves, finding that flow, even when things are chaotic.
I feel that. But I gotta ask, still thinking about the singing while playing thing, any specifics? Like what kind of singing are we talking?
You don't have to be a good singer at all. It's more about using your voice as a tool, part of that mind-body thing. Singing, especially when you're syncing it with your breath and the movements, it's like you feel the music on a whole other level.
Training your ear, your body, and your musicality all at once. But before we get to the final thoughts on this deep dive, I had one more burning question about arm weight transfer. So before we went to that last thought, I had to ask about this intonation and weight thing. Comes up in the book, but I'm not sure I totally get it.
Oh, good one. This is where it all comes together, the technique stuff with the musicality.
Yeah.
Basically, she's saying don't just play the notes, mean them. Intonation, even on piano, it's about finding that pure singing quality in each note. And weight, that's about making sure that beautiful sound is grounded, not just tinkling on top.
So I could hit all the right notes, but without that, it's just mechanical.
Exactly. Think someone reading a poem with zero emotion, monotone. That's playing without intonation and weight. Lehman, she wants us to bring our full selves to it.
I like that. Technique without artistry. Kind of pointless, right?
Exactly. And what's amazing, these ideas, they go way beyond music, even though that's where they start.
Okay, you gotta give me an example.
Sure, think about a surgeon. Steady hands, right? But also got to have the stamina for these long, delicate procedures. What if, instead of just the dexterity stuff, they trained with some of these principles? Relaxed power, mindfulness, even mental rehearsal like we talked
Huh,
about.
we've never thought about it like that, but yeah, totally. Not just the tiny movements, but training their whole bodies for that focus, stamina, like athletes of precision.
Right. Or the athletes, archers, golfers,
Yeah.
even esports, right? They need precision, timing, mental game is huge. Could they benefit from this mind-body stuff, you think?
That flow state, like we were saying, where everything just clicks.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, what other fields could we revolutionize this way? It's not piano anymore. It's like unlocking what humans are capable of on a whole other level.
This whole deep dive, mind blown, not just piano, but like you said, skill, mindfulness, the power of our own bodies, even.
So glad we could explore this together. And to everyone listening, hopefully this gets you thinking differently about your own passions. Experiment. See what potential you've got hidden away.
Could have said it better myself. So, musician, athlete, brain surgeon, or just someone who wants to live a little more mindfully, remember, it ain't just what you do, it's HOW. And sometimes the key to unlocking your best, it's hiding in the most unexpected places.